All right, here are the assignments for week 4 this week. What we'll be doing is we'll be continuing from the assignments that we worked on last week in perspective. Most notably, we're going to have one more day to finish the perspective 80s poster. So that will be due now instead of Tuesday. It's going to be due on Wednesday at the end of the day. On Wednesday, so we've got one more day to complete that and work on that. Then after that, the main assignment this week will be to draw a corner of a room following the video or tutorial sharing that information that you may have already seen. So you want to use informal perspective to draw the corner of a room or a doorway of that room. And that is due by the end of the day on Friday, 9/11. Okay, and finally we have one sketchbook drawing, and that is going to be a perspective drawing of your choice. You can draw anything you want, but as long as it's, or it has to be in perspective. That's due on the following Monday on 9/14. Okay, so here's the materials for the main assignment for this week. Just an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, a number 2 pencil, a ruler, if you need to use one. And your viewfinder. You will use your pencil to, again, find that basic unit of measurement. For the sketchbook again this week, please draw something of your choosing, but utilize the perspective techniques that we've covered in class. And I've got just a couple of things of note to mention in light of doing perspective drawings. The first one is just some advice that we can avoid when drawing in perspective. A really popular mistake that a lot of beginning perspective artists do, or people when they start drawing in perspective, is that they'll make a mistake of drawing their vanishing points too close together on the horizon line. And in this illustration, we can see that example. This is an illustration from a well-known illustrator named Andrew Loomis, and Mr. Loomis is showing us in the first figure here, or on this shows page 52 of his book, Creative Illustration. It shows that when you have two vanishing points close together, you get kind of that weird converging or that weird distortion effect, kind of similar to the video on the cone of perspective when the vanishing points are too close together. And then he shows a second example of when the vanishing points are further apart, and that's where you get a better suspension of disbelief, as they say, where you can get a more convincing drawing, where it looks less distorted. Okay, another illustration or example is when we have an issue with two different objects that don't share the same horizon line. And this is from another book from Andrew Loomis. This is from his book, Figure Drawing for All It's Worth. He gives us the example of the John and Mary problem. And he shows these, a couple on the beach, and they're both consistent. Both of the figures match the same horizon line. But then he shows what can happen if two figures don't match the same horizon line. You get kind of this weird effect where people look like they're floating in space, or like they're tumbling, or they just look really inconsistent or off. Okay, and the third thing I just wanted to share is this is from a book I picked up while I was in college from a visiting animator who worked at Industrial Light and Magic, and this fellow's name was Wayne Gilbert. And he was a pretty amazing animator and showed us some of his artwork that he'd done on film and entertainment. And what I'm sharing here is from his book, and these are some warm-up exercises that he suggests to do or to conduct before you start drawing in perspective. And they're really useful, I think. Kind of self-explanatory. You can see that there's 2 pages here. What he does is he just takes a sheet of paper and he starts drawing vertical lines and then horizontal lines, so you can practice drawing very straight lines. I mentioned this in class maybe to 2 or 3 of you, but kind of an important thing to remember is that when you're drawing, try not to move your wrist, but rather move your arm while you're drawing with a pencil. That way you get a better control of a straight line. And another page from his book here, he shows how to draw circles, or just how to warm up to draw circles, or what they call ellipses in art terms. And just doing some warm-up exercises and drawing repetitive circles to help you get in the mode, or get into a good condition to draw effectively. All right, those are the assignments for the week. Once again, the most important thing to remember this week is that we do have one more day to complete the 80s poster. That's due on Wednesday at 12 a.m. Thank you very much.